Hi guys, welcome. Namaste. Radis here. Our class today is focusing on Sun Salutations A and Sun Salutations B. We are going to move with the breath, and the base of this experience is pranayama, breath practice called UJAYII Breath. It's very similar to what we did last week. We were working on full yogic breath. Now, we're adding a sound to that breath. So let's go back, revision of our full yogic breath. Place your hands on your belly and remember that first part of your breath is your abdomen, breathing into your lower abdomen, expanding your belly, your waist, side of your waist open. You're trying to breathe as deep and as low as you possibly can in your torso. Your diaphragm muscle is helping you to expand your breath. So inhale, the diaphragm goes down, opens your belly, and as you exhale, you pull your belly button in. You lift your pelvic floor, this subtle engagement. We call this a root lock, Mula Bandha. So lifting the pelvic floor at the end of your exhalation, your waist narrows. That's the first part, first section of your breath. Then second section is here, mid-thoracic spine region, side of your ribs, breathing into the side of your ribs, back of your ribs, filling up your lungs, and your chest will move with your breath. And then third part is the upper chest, breathing into your collarbones and into your throat. So let's work on that again. Close your eyes. The count is 6. So inhale, breathing to your belly, 1, 2, breathing to your side ribs, back ribs, 3 and 4, breathing to your upper chest, 5 and 6. Exhale, upper chest relaxes, your ribs coming in, and your belly comes in at the very end, lifting your pelvic floor, root lock. And again, the next breath, breathing through your nose, your lips are gently closed. Breathing deeply. Find that rhythm for yourself, take 3 more rounds. We often use our breath to center. Whatever you've been doing throughout your day, it's time for you to arrive consciously into your body, connect with your breath, expand consciously. Breathing into your shoulder blades. When you inhale, your shoulder blades broaden, expand. Your collarbones, throat is spacious. One more round. Just relax. Gently open your eyes, come back. Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath pranayama. The pranayama is this word that will come back to you again and again. Prana translates to English as life force. Your breath is your life force. Pranayama is basically awareness of your breath, awareness of your life force. Now, Ujjayi breath, that is a part of Sanskrit, the word jai, it means triumph, victory, jai. So Ujjayi is the breath that is victorious, triumphantly rising breath. We often call it ocean sound like breath or whispering breath, because there is a specific sound to it. But we start first with breathing through the mouth. You're going to open your mouth and breathe. You can practice holding a mirror in front of you, and you want to try to fog that mirror when you have a frost on the window and you breathe into the window, and the heat of your breath, it sort of dissolves frost. What happens, there is a slight contraction at the back of your throat, very subtle. You use your breath to massage your throat, the back of your throat, caressing with your breath. That specific sound we're looking for. Breathing in through your mouth. If you do it too much, you will sort of start choking. So you might make it just right. Very subtle. The beginning might be a little bit hard to find that gentle contraction, but the more you practice, you will find it more easy. Now we're going to join that full yogic breathing with the sound of your Ujjayi breath, and that's your UJAYII Pranayama. Eyes are closed. First breathing through your mouth, open your mouth, inhale, breathing deeply into your belly. Search for that sound. Breathe to your rib cage and upper chest, and exhale through your mouth. Exhaling, ribs coming in and belly draws in, waist narrows. Again, inhale to your belly with the sound of your breath, practicing Ujjayi, victorious, triumphantly rising breath. And you can do it as many times as you want with your mouth open. Then ultimately you want to close your mouth and practice through your nose, breathing in through your nostrils. The same gentle sound of your breath, sort of very hypnotic, whispering breath, and exhaling again through your nose. Remember to keep that full inhalation, filling your lungs, your belly with air. Great. And open your eyes. So that's your breath. Now we're going to take that breathing into our movement. Let's start. Please come to standing in front of your mat. We've got 2 blocks, and I'm going to break down this sequence. Sun Salutations A consists of 9 poses. We don't count Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's go through it. First pose, arms up. 1, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow. Uttanasana, forward bend. 2. Hands on your blocks. 3, half forward bend, Ardha Uttanasana. 4, Chaturanga. Cobra 5. And downward facing dog 6. Again, 3 breaths in downward facing dog. Then you walk your feet forward on your exhalation, ending up again in half forward bend. 7. Bow forward, Uttanasana 8. And travel your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana 9. Exhale back to Tadasana, back to 0 again. So I'm going to take 3 breaths per pose. Standing Tadasana, pose number 1, mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms up. Urdhva Hastasana, upward arms pose. Traditionally, your palms will be touching together. I'm going to modify this for a beginner. In any possible shoulder tightness, you might always modify this pose and keep your hands apart, shoulder width apart. Next pose, your forward bend. Hinge from your hips, and again, depending on your flexibility here in your hamstrings and your spinal column, you can touch the floor into your full forward bend. That's what we're looking ultimately to arrive into this position. Now you can modify placing your hands on your blocks again, maybe on the highest height of your blocks. It's all options you choose depending on your body type. So your forward bend, Uttanasana, next pose is your half forward bend. Basically the same thing, but you extend your spine straight forward. We're looking for a straight line with the curve in your lumbar spine. Sometimes you might need to bend the knees to find that curve in your lumbar spine. Ultimately, your legs are straight, your arms are straight, your spine is straight, you're gazing forward, lengthening your spine. Again, you can choose the height of your blocks, medium height, lowest height of your blocks. So that's your half forward bend. Next position is your chaturanga. So you step back. We're going to modify this position. Drop your knees down. Modified chaturanga dandasana. And you're going to bend your elbows. Holding this position for 1 breath, elbows are bent. It's a bit more strenuous, so not all poses are as easy as standing Tadasana mountain pose. The next pose, Cobra, feet are pointed, is your back bend. Palms are next to your rib cage, elbows in, shoulders curl back and come up to a gentle back bend, Cobra position. And exhale, go into downward facing dog. You can keep your knees bent, work more on the extension in your spine. More flexibility, you can straighten your legs, grounding your heels down. Remember the breath. Walking your feet forward, coming back again to the position we did just back to Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen your spine, legs are straight, hands on top of your blocks, elbows straight. Exhale, bow Uttanasana again to your forward bend. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up, elbows straight. Urdhva Hastasana or Urdhva Namaskara Asana. Exhale, back to Tadasana. Okay, let's do it again. Now with the breath. First thing to practice is how to synchronize the movement with the breathing. We're going to start with arm movements. The count is 4. Reach your arms, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're breathing in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your nose. Ujjayi breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Let's practice standing in Tadasana. Blocks are on the highest height, medium height, or on the lowest height. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, arms down and bow forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Touch the floor. Hands on your blocks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Extend your spine. Exhale, step back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees down and bend your elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now lower your pelvis, point your toes. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, dog position, traditionally, we hold for 5 breaths. Downward facing dog is your place to sort of rejuvenate, catch up with your breath. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you exhale, walk your feet, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on your blocks, lengthen. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, bow, forward bend. 3, 2, 1. Reach your arms up over your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, back to mountain pose. 3 and 4. The rhythm of the breath and the movement again and again is something you will be practicing through the rest of the course. That's why I'm introducing the sequence in the class number 2. So you will always use that sequence to warm up your body and get ready for more poses later on. Great, let's move on. Sun Salutations B. We've got a few more poses coming in. In total, we've got 17 poses. We've got chair position, it's a new pose coming in, and warrior 1. The rest pretty much stays the same. Let me talk you through the sequence again. Bend your knees, sit low, touch the floor. You're aiming to bring your thigh bones parallel to the floor. Sitting, this pose is called awkward pose. And nickname is chair position. Sit up, arms straight. Lift your chest and lift your chin, spine straight. And again, exhale, come back to forward bend. So this feels familiar, forward bend again. Uttanasana. Next position, half forward bend, back to same we did in Sun Salutations A. Arms straight, legs straight, spine straight. And as you exhale, step back again. Bend your knees and Chaturanga, holding it for 1 breath. Lengthen your tailbone, use your core to keep the straight line between your shoulders and your knees. Shoulders are lifted. Shoulder stability is very, very important in this position. Then point your toes, lower your pelvis down, curl up again to your cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Now, next pose, step your right leg forward and ground your left heel flat. First thing to do is place your foundation. Your front foot is pointing forward, your knee is above your ankle, your back heel is grounded, back leg is straight. I'm going to come up to warrior one position with arms straight. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. And then back to downward facing dog. Same thing with the second leg. Left leg goes forward, right heel is flat. Come up to warrior 1, second side. Back leg straight, front knee bend. Keep your knee above your ankle. Exhale, back to downward facing dog, resting in your down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Elbows are straight. We're going to look into these poses later on in detail. One more breath here. 3 breaths. Exhale, walk your feet or hop again forward, hands on your blocks. Lengthen your spine, elbows straight. Exhale, bow. Uttanasana, forward bend, full forward bend. Again, bend your knees, come back to your chair position, awkward pose, so sometimes we call it fierce pose. Building the heat. Arms up, shoulders down, sit a little bit lower. Chair pose. Exhale, back to Tadasana. Take a moment to come back to your breath. Ujjayi. Long, deep inhalation. Long, deep exhalation. Count is 4. The best way to learn is to use metronome to practice your breathing pattern. That beat of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Practice that same beat again and again, and then you can take that rhythm with you into your movement. It's a bit more vigorous, more athletic. You might break some sweat. Great, let's do it again with the breathing now. Standing in Tadasana. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees, touch the floor. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Arms up. Exhale, bow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on your blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, step back. Lower your knees down. And bend your elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower your pelvis, point your toes, curl up to back bend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, downward facing dog. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your right leg forward, left heel grounded. Come up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Warrior 1. Exhale, lower down. Back to downward facing dog. 4, 3, 2, 1. Second leg, left leg forward, right heel grounded. Warrior 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower your hands, step back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Great, now resting here. You can stay 5 breaths, we will stay only 3. Breathing all the way, Ujjayi breath to your belly, all the way to your side ribs, back ribs, throat. Listen to the sound. Keep the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. The discipline of your breath is a very important part of sun salutations. The breath will carry you through that sequence. Again, you will do it again and again till you more familiar. Now bend your knees, look forward. You can walk or again hop forward. Hands on your blocks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exhale, bow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees, reach your arms up, chair pose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, back to Tadasana, standing. Now, I want to talk about common misalignments in few poses. We've got Chaturanga Dandasana. So I like to use those blocks, not just for the support of my hands lifting the floor, modify my hamstring, a lack of my hamstring flexibility, but also in this position, which is your Chaturanga Dandasana. Let's start with the knees, modify Chaturanga Dandasana. When you go down, really pay attention what is happening to your shoulders. The common misalignment here is to go too low and collapse the shoulders. It looks like this when you go down. We're adding additional tension here and we dislocating the shoulder blades is not something we want. So when you go down, keep your shoulder blades back. Shoulder retraction, we call it anatomically. Pressing, resisting the gravity, and try not to allow the shoulders to roll forward and down. Keep them lifted. So use your blocks, the height of your blocks, as a landmark for you to pay attention how far, how low you go. Don't go any lower than the height of your blocks. Then you come up to Cobra, transition straight to your Cobra position or upward facing dog. So one more thing, you might have shorter arms and sometimes the transition from dog to warrior one pose is challenging. So the great way to practice, to elevate the floor, is to use the blocks. So downward facing dog will be on your blocks. Make sure your blocks are steady. Pay attention to that. And then you step your foot forward, so you have a bit of more height and space to transition into your warrior one position. Much easier to practice. Now without the blocks, it's much harder. Stepping your foot, you might feel a little bit limited to step your foot all the way between your hands. That's what we're looking for. The foot has to go all the way between the hands. That's why using the block is a great modification. Also, you might want to use your fingertips. So now automatically when I practice, I always come up on my fingertips first. And then I rise up to my warrior one pose. Try that. Let's use the blocks one more time. Downward facing dog. Use the second leg. Step your left leg forward. Ground your right heel down. And rise up to warrior one. Exhale, come back. The same way. Lower your knees. Open your knees wide apart and bring your big toes touching. Sit on your heels and bow forward to your child position. Cooling down. 10 deep breaths to slow down the breath. Come back to the sound of your breath. UJAYII Breath. UJAYII Pranayama. Victorious sound. Whispering ocean sound. Massaging the back of your throat. Calming down. Relax your belly, relax your shoulders, relax your head, jaw. Thank you so much. Try it again. Practice at home. Practice, 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 and all it's coming. Namaste.